This is He Who Moans, Doctor Who reviews. I only complain because I like Doctor Who and I care. And I overanalyze too much because, whatever, it's just my opinion. So, time for some full disclosure on why I despise media hype. As you may have noticed, hating on hype is a running trend in my videos. Yeah, as much as I poke fun, not hating on fanboys buying into hype, because, yeah, I'm a fanboy of sorts, / used to be. Well, of Big Finish. No, I hate media hype itself. Yes, people are proponents of hype. Hype primarily exists because people allow it to, but I don't hate people. You're alright by me. And if that's how you like it, fine, go for it. Hope it treats you well. This is just why I personally have a problem with hype and hype mentality, and only ever request that people don't expect me to buy into it just because. And I don't aim to piss all over everyone's parade whenever I refuse to jump on a hype train, this is my channel, it's just what I think. Listen at your own risks, all I'm saying. This is not so much just a Doctor Who focused one, though it has been heavily formed by it. This rant does apply to a growing trend in recent years in pop culture, particularly nerd culture, wherein upon being shown either a 30-second compilation of random images accompanied by a poetic sounding speech, promotional photos, random quotes from people high up on the production about how awesome it's supposed to be. Oh my god, guys, I literally can't stop reading the script. Like I physically can't stop reading it. It's that good. And how I'm supposed to cream myself with excitement just because someone said that I should, while not really offering a whole lot of reason for it. Believe it or not, that was one of the primary reasons that I made my stupid fake top 10 reasons that Season 9 will be awesome video, because so far, what have we actually been offered? Why should we make our minds up about whether something's going to be awesome or not at this moment in time? We can't predict the future. Well, I assume. If the rest of you can, could you please leave some winning lottery numbers in the comments, because I would really appreciate it. I mean, there's optimism, and then there's forming an opinion based on knowing really not that much at all. I mean, yeah, there's precedent that we can vaguely form opinions off of, but here's the thing that we should remember when we assert that we can reliably base our opinions on precedent and nothing else. Remember what everyone used to think that Stephen Moffat would be like as Doctor Who showrunner? Yeah, do you remember that? I do. Now, I expect the following rant to make a lot of people very angry, but as always, I can ultimately only profess to speak for myself. I don't claim to speak for anyone else, but as far as I can see, in almost every case that I've been on a hype train, that was the primary reason that I acted like such a bitch in the wake of it upon finding the outcome in any way lacking. At least in comparison to the hype itself, because I was built up so high and knocked down so much that the rational response to me was to become cynical of everything until it proves me wrong, which, you know, does happen. It'd be a pretty bleak existence if it didn't, and I usually find that I appreciate it more if it does prove me wrong. Stephen Moffat, of course, is the obvious case in which hot air becomes just that after a while. I mean, I understand building excitement and anticipation, but there's a difference between encouraging people to go, I would be quite interested in seeing that thing, and encouraging people to go, dude, oh my god, my life will be totally complete once I have seen this piece of media. Because your life never is complete after viewing a piece of media. Something else always comes along sooner or later, and expecting people to always have that reaction is unrealistic. It'll never live up to expectations if you draw far too much attention into hyping something up. Why not be content with it just being a movie or a TV show that you may or may not enjoy without feeling a need to massage the extreme nature of it? Maybe I feel this way because I'm an emotionally jaded, morose hipster who rarely gets excited about anything anymore and finds the current state of nerd culture tiring more than anything. It's why I quit having any involvement on social media and forums when it comes to nerd franchises, because everyone always expects me to swallow everything about a production that comes out or what everyone else is saying in response to it. And encouraging that mentality causes people to believe that those who feel let down by it are the haters and there's something wrong with them, when that's not always the case. Opinions differ, people. The reason that I don't see why people get so over the top in their loyalty to a piece of media is probably because it takes quite a lot for me to get excited these days, but I prefer that excitement to come out naturally while I'm enjoying something rather than in the build-up. That's why I've never looked at anything hype-related regarding Game of Thrones, because drumming my expectations would ruin it for me, and I just let myself enjoy it and make up my own mind about whether they've done a good job of it, which they have done so far. But I do that because I feel that hype can misinform your opinion and cloud your judgment because it's primarily coming from the makers via media sources, and of course the makers will say what they're making is awesome because they made it. Stephen Moffat is not the best source for comment on whether what he's currently writing sucks or not. These days I prefer going into pieces of media blind with no expectation to let it surprise me, rather than knowing that it's going to be amazing, because for one thing, how can I know that beforehand, and two, I'll know that I'm being honest with myself in the opinion that I come out with. I prefer to make up my own mind about things, and I just think that being told what to think by the maker or my fellow fanboys usually leads to disappointment. The people that make it will always tell you that it's going to be good because they made it, the media that cover it. Of course they hype products, that's what they do. But you don't have to go along with it. If you, like me, want to avoid disappointments and wasted money at all costs, existing in nerd culture as is requires you to be cynical. You'll ultimately never get an entirely neutral perspective on a product based on the media hype around it to inform your viewpoint, because it will always be subject to too many exterior factors to be able to give you a reliable result. Of course everybody was saying prior to release that Time of the Doctor was amazing and that you're going to love it. The only logical conclusion as far as I can see is to become hyper aware of it and let hype inform you, and do be optimistic, that's a good thing, but don't be taken in. Try not to let it cloud your judgment and create ludicrous expectations, as that'll ensure letdowns are harder if they happen. All I'm saying is, read between the lines. Question it. It's your personal responsibility to determine what you think deserves your time and money. It's why I really don't have any sympathy for people feeling ripped off by it, and when I feel I am ripped off, I only really blame myself for letting expectations get the better of me, because this is just how the media operates, and has always operated, because it's just how humans operate. All humans have their own agendas, me, you, everyone. And that's not even their bad, it's your responsibility to see that. Don't be fed a line and then suck it up and swallow it, because if the resulting product sucks, you were the one that bought it, and if you do find yourself let down by it, learn from that experience. Start looking critically at it, and be optimistic, yes, but learn not to be fooled by hype. In conclusion, I think my own thoughts. I don't like being told that I should think other people's for them. And hey, I respect your opinion if hype's how you work, but I just feel that the attitude that I should always eat up what's hyped to me, just because, is hopelessly naive, and it's never served me well. My outlook is based on hard-learned lessons.